Hello. Let's see, let me make sure I'm all squared away here. I think there's maybe a couple of you hanging out. I think so. Say hey if you're here in the chat. I'll give it a second in case anybody else is joining. I think there's a little bit of a lag. Hey, Priscilla, what's up? Naike? Apologies if I'm not saying your name correctly. Sue, Abby, hey. How is everybody? All right, well, we'll get chat in here. Oh, Priscilla, you forgot what was happening. That's funny. Hi, Erin. Hello, Danielle. Hello. Did everybody here participate in the read along or no? I feel like, because I mean, obviously not everybody chats all the time in the read along Discord. Naike? Okay, cool. I feel your pain on people not always knowing how to pronounce your name. It's a struggle. Yeah, we're here to chat about this guy right here, Age of Myth by Michael J Sullivan. For anybody who is just randomly popping in, this is going to be full of spoilers, this chat. So if you have not read this, I mean, I don't know why you're here if you haven't read it, I guess, but you know, sometimes people are curious. It is going to be spoilery. So this is not the place for a non-spoiler chat. You read it and did it get, oh, okay. Oh, hi, Mariana. Hello. Read it and did it get a chance. That's fine. Yeah, I mean, this was a reread for me, for sure. But the first time I read it was in 2018. So it's been a little bit. Oh, Amanda, you finished it this morning. Nice. Oh, I'm sorry if you can hear my cat. That was a cat just screaming. It's around lunchtime for the cats, and one of them hollers at me until they get food. They're going to have to wait. Anyhow. So yeah, spoilery chit chat, hanging out. If you guys have any questions that you want to ask for my thoughts on something in the book or a topic you want to chat about during this, then just pop it in the chat there. Hey, like this, Danielle, did you like it better this time? I feel like I did. Obviously, I'm coming from it having read the first 4 books already of the series. So I know certain things that are gonna happen, and I know certain, character development that's gonna happen. So stop, please, ma'am. I'm sorry, the cat again. Now she's getting into boxes. I swear it's gonna be chaotic. I have 3 cats. I have 2 of my own, and then I have 1 staying with me from a friend. So yeah, lots of cat activity. Sorry. And I have boxes everywhere because I'm moving soon. So anyhow, but yeah, I think I did like it better this time around. Just, I think because of knowing certain things. Oh, Leo, you listened to the audiobooks, read the whole series. Michael's your favorite author. Yeah, I need to read more of his works. I need to read the Rhaeria books. I haven't read any of those because I picked up this series first and I want to finish this series first. But then he has another book coming out this year, which I joined the Kickstarter and I paid for the special edition one. And so then I'm like, well, should I read Rhaeria before I start this other series? I don't know. Violet said wasn't able to participate. It was super, and you like spoilers. Okay, hey, if you're cool with spoilers, then there you go. That works. Sue says he's in your top 5. Yeah, I just really, well, I'll get into it. But generally, I just really like how I like his writing style. I like his sense of humor that he puts into the book. There are serious things that happen. There are emotional things that happen. But then he puts in humor in there, and I like his humor that he puts in. And I've said it so many times on my channel. I love how he writes characters in general, but specifically female characters for high fantasy written by a straight white dude. Like, oh, there's too much of it that just doesn't work for me and isn't what I want it to be exactly, as far as the depiction of women or the character arc of the female characters. And I just love how Michael J Sullivan does it. He's writing characters. He's just writing people, and they're all varied and they're all complex and not stereotypes and whatever. And I just really, really appreciate that. Okay, Priscilla, who's your favorite character? So I'll get into that. My favorite characters, I have 3 that I think are my favorite from this first book. Persephone, always. She's just one of my faves. Suri and Malcolm. And I'll get into that in a second. I want to catch up on the chat here. The Rhaeria are really good. So yeah, I'm so pumped for the new series. It sounds really great. And it's another prequel. It's a prequel to this, like hundreds of years before or thousands of years. I'm not sure. Rhaeria. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. I totally have read it out of order. Not in publication. Oops. Oopsie daisy. But yeah, I don't know. I'll get to them at some point. Couldn't finish in time. You're right. Good deal. Good deal. Yeah, in the first book of the Rhaeria book. Oh, cool. Cool. That's good to know. Oh, yeah. I know. It's like he does such funny things, and like some of the sarcasm. So I'll get into why these characters are my favorites. So Persephone is one of my favorite characters of all time. Like, if you watch my channel regularly, you've probably heard me mention Persephone a fair amount. I just love that she is so capable and knows that she is so capable. You know what I'm saying? Like, she becomes the chieftain not because she's plotting for power or she's, trying to manipulate everyone because she's greedy for power, but because she's like, I'm the best person for the job, damn it. Like, you're all failing. You guys suck. I know what to do. The people of this doll need me to lead because apparently nobody else is going to do it. So let me just do it. And I just love her so much for that. She's not a reluctant leader or a reluctant hero. She very much is just like, I'll do this better, so let me just do it. And I really like that about her. I love it. There's a couple of quotes from her that I took note of specifically, where she says, well, this is just her thinking, but if given a choice between a potentially great hardship and doing nothing, people gravitated toward what was most familiar and comfortable. That was why leadership was needed. Like, she knows this. She's like, they're just going to do the easy thing, even though it's not going to be the best in the long run. And then when she's speaking to stupid freaking Koniger, and he's all mad and trying to say she's, plotting. And she said, I did what I thought was best to save this doll. It was not my intention to challenge your authority, but rather to encourage you to exercise it. You're the great chieftain, so act like it. Just such an absolute boss ass bitch. And I love it. I love her so much for that. Oh my God. Let me see the chat. The new series. Oh, the new series is set between them. Oh, okay. That's right. I couldn't remember, obviously. Recommend Rhaeria. Okay, I will. I'll get to that then. And then Suri, I feel like Suri being my favorite, there's not much explanation needed. She's just such a great character. She's so unique and she's so endearing and just, she's so matter of fact and to the point with stuff because of obviously her socialization and whatnot. And I really appreciate that about her. She's just fun. She's just fun and so endearing. Like I smile when she's talking, I really, really like her. And then Malcolm, I love that he is a man of action. We saw him twice knocking people over the head with a rock. Just like, well, let me just do this now. And I love that. And God, such a great sense of humor. And I love the banter between Wraith and Malcolm and their budding friendship. Oh my God, I love it so much. It's top notch, like their banter. I wrote a couple of like conversations between them. So when they're in the one other doll or like the post, the kind of trading post or whatever, and the guy is like challenging Wraith, and Malcolm says, "Can you beat him? Looks a lot like my older brother Hegel. Can you do it without killing him? Well, that makes it a lot harder. Killing him won't get us any more food." And Wraith says, "What did they do in Elon Wrist? Feed you every day?" And Malcolm goes, "One of the many bad habits I've picked up." It's just so funny. Oh my God. And then later they're like fighting out in the woods, going on a bear hunt. And Wraith goes, "How you doing?" in the midst of this fight. And Malcolm says, "Splendid. Is bear hunting always this much fun? If so, let's never do it again." And then Malcolm says, Wraith says, "They'll probably gang up on you this time." "Lovely. Any advice?" "Pray." "Which god?" "All of them." They just have this great back and forth. The humor comes to light a lot in their conversations, and I thoroughly love it. Suri, yeah, the first moment exactly. Like right away, she's just so endearing and so unique and such a quirky character, an interesting character, super, super interesting. I really love Roan too and hope we see a little more of her story. I like how she invents everything. Yeah. So I'm not going to be super, spoilery about stuff that happens in future books. But I will say we definitely get to see these characters from this first book. Pretty much all of them that have been mentioned more than one time, you get to see them a lot more and their character development a lot more. And it's super cool. I really like it. Yeah, Roan has a lot of that. And that's one reason I love this series. It's like the dawn of civilization type of thing. You know what I mean? There's so many things they're inventing and coming up with. Like in this one, we see Roan with the pockets, right? She's like inventing pockets. They're like, "What are those?" She's like, "I call it a pocket." And you get to see so much of that. Their language, naming different things, inventing different things. And it's really interesting to me. I really like that. Suri is a little confused. Yeah, there's definitely some like allusions to things and some mystery in the first one. And yeah, we're not supposed to have all of that sorted out in the first book by any means. There's definitely some questions we are left with, and that I would say is one of them. Gifford, yeah, Gifford is great. Oh, I like Gifford a lot too. He's just so sweet. He's so sweet. And again, this is again, like the complex, nuanced characters, right? Gifford is really sweet. And obviously we know that Gifford, has some disability and speech impediment because of that. But he's also really clever and very compassionate and understanding and helpful all the damn time. Like I really like him. Yeah, Gifford and Roan. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. The development of the characters. It's so great as it continues. And I mean, I haven't even finished it. I haven't read the 5th and the 6th book. We still yeah, right. Pockets everywhere, please. Yeah, exactly. Currently in this first book, they don't have any written language at this point. And yeah, I just love as it goes on, like getting to see all of these things. Some of my characters that I hate, I mean, probably the same ones that you guys all hate. Freaking Lothian, whatever. Good God, just a shitheel, just an absolute shitheel. He's like a cruel, sadistic idiot, which is not a great combination in a freaking leader. So yeah, that's just he's the worst. Grindel was a little bit of like a caricature, a bit. I think someone in the Discord was talking about that too. He got like a little over the top with the maniacal, "I'm the bad guy." So I'm real glad that he didn't last because he sucks so bad. And yeah, we get some more characters in later books that, we love to hate for sure. I mean, I don't know how to pronounce, I have never listened to the audiobook. Lothian's son though, the prince, Mawindule, I'm not sure. he's pretty terrible too. He's pretty just ignorant, immature, just young and dumb and whatever. He's annoying for sure. Gifford, exactly. He's very talented. Grindel was not a great influence at all. He's real gross. Oh yeah, the fingernails. He's got gross fingernails. No good. So some of the topics, the themes that I take from this book, kind of from the series, but definitely from this book, a theme of freedom. Absolutely. There's a quote that I really like from this. When Malcolm is, I can't remember who he's talking to. I tabbed it, but I wrote it down as one of the quotes. I think I have this quote saved in my quotes notebook also from the first time I read this. They're basically talking about how he was really pampered. And even though he was a servant or a slave, he lived the good life, right? And he wasn't kept in chains and he wasn't necessarily beaten or what have you. And Malcolm says, I think comfort can be a curse, an addiction that without warning or notice erodes hope. You know what I mean? Live with it long enough and the prison stops being the walls or the guards. Instead, it's the fear you can't survive on your own, the belief you aren't as capable or as worthy as others. I think everyone has the capacity to do great things, to rise above their everyday lives. They just need a little push now and then. And oh man, I really love that quote. I just really appreciate that conversation because when it comes to servitude, forced, coerced servitude, or full-on slavery, in general, I think that sometimes people forget that mental aspect of it, right? And I mean, this can go also for abusive relationships, manipulative, abusive relationships. I would just leave. Why don't you just leave? If you can leave, why not do that? And there's more to it than just being physically kept in a place. And I really appreciated that conversation being had. And as I said, I love all the beginnings of civilization stuff that we get to see here. And yeah, we get so much more of that as the series goes on. Oh, Madeline, how is it pronounced? Mondule. Okay. That makes sense. And yeah, he's so spineless. Just such a child. Ma'am, stop. Sorry. And then also kind of tying in with that, obviously the theme of kind of freedom is the theme of power, the greed for power and oppression of people. Ariane to Mondule, now I don't know if I'm saying it right, when she says power doesn't equal worth. And I think that pretty much sums up a huge part of the Fray, specifically the Miralith, and how they see the other Fray and how they see human beings for sure, and any other race of being. That's the whole premise, is that the humans see the Fray as gods, and now the Miralith are basically saying, yeah, we kind of are gods, aren't we? And we deserve to be treated like gods. And you better watch out because we have the ability to crush all of you. And again, just really appreciate that conversation being had and people trying to fight against that, you know? Oh my God, this hair. Get out of my face, please. Yeah, she is hungry. I know she can just calm down. She can relax. But yeah, that whole just oppression in general and kind of people revolting against that, it definitely becomes an even bigger theme throughout as this world gets so much bigger throughout the series. Great moments. I mean, a really emotional moment for sure is Maeve realizing that Suri is her abandoned daughter and therefore Persephone's unknown to her until then stepdaughter or her husband's, bastard child. That was really emotional, especially because of when it happened, like right there at the end when like they're about to die and Maeve kind of knows that this is about to happen and then learns that Suri is her daughter and then sacrifices herself to save Suri. Oh, so emotional. So freaking emotional. Yeah, Wraith felt freed from his father. Exactly. It's just all over the place. The freedom. And now I'm forgetting. Moya, right? Moya was with Ivan the Carver. Or was it Roan? No, it was Roan. Oh God, now I can't remember. Someone let me know. Who was married to Ivan the Carver and was abused by him. But yeah, got free from him and whatnot. A good twist. Yeah, exactly. The twist of Suri being Roan. Okay, Roan. Thank you. I thought it was Roan. I was like, because I'm pretty sure Roan and Gifford like kind of bond over that shared like having like a trauma or whatever. Yeah, she was. I think she was like his slave wife type of deal. I'm pretty, if I remember correctly. They discuss it more in the later books. I know, like more in depth of like what happened. But I'm pretty sure she was like his forced slave wife, mistress. I don't know. Yeah, just all those themes of freedom and people getting their freedom. I love it. Love it so much. Ma'am, you're okay. Stop it. You're not starving to death. She acts like she hasn't eaten in 3 days. Just very much not the case. Wraith killing Grindal. Oh man, love it so much. When Grindal's like, bahaha, none of you can kill me because you're all Frey, tee-hee-hee, whatever. That's not literally what he says, obviously, but he is like taunting them, and then Wraith just steps in and is like, I can. And he says it so casually, like just such a badass, and then says, I am the God Killer, like I'll kill you too. And then he does, and it's so badass. Oh, love it. Love it thoroughly. Yeah, so satisfying. So satisfying. Worried about Nifron and the end of him using his. Oh yeah, that end part with Nifron and Malcolm. We're alluding to things happening later, and yeah, it's very interesting. And I'm excited to get to all that stuff because there's definitely, because I mean, it's been now at least 2 years since I read these books, and there's definitely a fair amount of details that I have forgotten. Like I know certain characters, like something happens with them in this regard, but I don't remember exactly how they get there. I don't remember how exactly it happens. So like, I remember that some shit happens with this whole situation. I just can't remember exactly what. So I'm like, oh yeah, so antsy to get to it. Yes, so many strong. And that's my thing is they're strong female characters, but they're not like this one archetype of a strong female character. Do you know what I mean? Like as it goes on, we see, that's not quite Nicole. Okay. Thanks, Nicole. Yeah. Yeah. I remember that they talked more about the details of it later, but I can't remember all the details clearly. But yeah, like we have some female characters that are like Persephone, who's incredibly wise. And like, I would say she's very morally strong and emotionally and mentally strong, right? She can speak up for herself. She can speak up for her people. She's very wise and all of that, but she's not a fighter, you know? She still needs someone to come save her if someone's trying to like attack her with a sword or something, but she has so much strength in other ways. And then we see like Bryn, who's really intelligent, super intelligent. Rowan, who's incredibly intelligent and clever and capable. And then I don't want to get, there's a character who later on becomes kind of like a badass warrior chick. And I love it. I love that. Oh, so much. And it's maybe not who you would think. I don't know. I'd be curious to see who, if you haven't read the rest of the series, which of the female characters that you think might end up turning into kind of like a badass fighter warrior chick. Because somebody does. And yeah, I love it. Yeah, they're not all physically strong. Exactly. Like I love a badass fighter warrior chick in fantasy. I do. But I also love seeing all these other types of characters and all these other types of women who are strong in other ways. And they might be a little more timid or quiet or whatever. And they're not going to go punch somebody in the face, but they have their strengths. Like I said, he just writes people, complex, nuanced, interesting people. And I just love that. Yeah, they speak up for themselves. Yeah, exactly. Tressa, she's so annoying. But even she is like, yeah, my husband's the chieftain, but I have opinions too, even though her opinions are annoying and stupid. But good on her for speaking up. Exactly. Read all the, yeah, she's so great. Yep. I love her. Yeah, they don't let people walk all over them. Exactly. I really appreciate that. So Wraith and Persephone is something I wanted to talk about, because in the Discord, we were talking about that a bit. And I know some people didn't really like that it felt a bit insta-lovey, the budding feelings between Wraith and Persephone. But the way I read it was that it was more on Wraith's end. On Persephone's end, I got a vibe of, I'm kind of intrigued by this man. He has helped me a couple times. Also, I think he could be useful to us. I think he is a good man. And maybe I feel something, but also my husband just died. I'm dealing with a lot. I have a lot of things on my plate right now. I'm juggling a lot, trying to save these people. Someone's trying to murder me a couple of times. Now I just found out some really like breaking news about my deceased husband, and now I'm kind of pissed at him and I got to deal with these feelings. Like I felt like on Persephone's end, she was intrigued by him, and I think she probably sees potential with him, but she's just not, she doesn't have the capacity to really focus on it right now. Whereas Wraith, he talks about wanting to find a good woman and basically go like settle down somewhere. He kind of wants to just go off, find a place to settle down, have some kids with a great woman, and like not be fighting a bunch. And he meets Persephone. And I mean, I would be intrigued by Persephone too. She's described as being attractive. And then she's this strong, intelligent, wise woman who clearly has a really strong like moral compass and everything. I would be intrigued by her too. And he's like, this is a good woman. This is a great woman. I really like her. And I think it makes sense that he immediately felt those feelings for her of like, I want to be with you. And yeah, they live like, coming from a harsher region. And yeah, exactly. Like that's the goal. And it's like, we don't have time to waste. Like he talks constantly about how people die all the time from where he's from. That it's just such a harsh life and whatever. So you don't pussyfoot around these things. You get to it. And I appreciated that. Like it just made sense for me. It made sense that Wraith was so into her so fast, but I didn't feel like she was. So yeah, exactly. Romance was not the most important thing to her. Like again, I think she was intrigued and like I could probably see something with this guy down the road, but like right now I'm a little bit preoccupied. Yeah, I know. And she found like that's such a hard thing too, like because she talked before about really loving her husband and that he was a good man, and it sounded like she really adored him and thought the world of him. And then to find out that he had lied to her about a pretty big deal, not only having cheated on her and had an affair, but then having a baby and then abandoning a baby in the woods just to hide it. Like she just so much she had to deal with and figure out like how she felt about it. And yeah, she had a lot going on. And at the end, I love this line too from Wraith. Oh my God. And I feel like this, again, just it makes sense. And it kind of justifies him feeling this way about her. When at the very end, he tells Malcolm, we're going to stay, Malcolm. Like they're going to stay in the doll. And Malcolm says, I had a feeling we might. You like her, don't you? She's different. And Malcolm says, everyone is different. And Wraith, I wrote this in my quote journal too the first time I read it. Then let's say I like the ways in which she's different. A wise man once told me, no man can escape death, but it's how we run that defines us. And if I have to run, I think I'd like to go where she's going. Oh, I just love it. I love it so much. Oh my God. So romantic. Oh, I just really, really enjoyed that. I don't know. Yeah, yeah, same. And yeah, exactly. She can't yell at him about it. She can't ask him why. She can't have any kind of conversation, like at all about it. And yeah, she lost her own children. The woman's dealing with a lot. Exactly. Yeah, everyone. Yeah, exactly. Like Conager was just, yeah, he was kind of a shitheel. And I feel like because for so long she lived there without issue, not realizing that maybe the reason she lived there without issue was because her husband was chieftain and he was a well-respected chieftain at the time. For so long, like for such a long time, he was chieftain. So I think with no issue. So I think it like didn't even cross her mind that he would have died from like that there was treason afoot and he was killed actually, and that now they were coming for her. You know what I mean? Like I think it just didn't even cross her mind because it's like, well, he was the chieftain for so long without issue. Why would they suddenly do this? And just underestimating the treachery of men, just humans, not, I mean, like mankind. I mean, in this case, men, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I really enjoyed the kind of budding romance going on between Wraith and Persephone, and the little bit of inklings of something going on between Roan and Gifford. They're just like chatting. Oh yeah, Suri and Arion. Yeah, I love that. So that's what Suri is, just so matter of fact and to the point. And I love it so much. And yeah, I really liked how Arion interacted with Suri. Like Arion seemed to understand pretty quickly like how Suri is and to just go along with it. And I really, really appreciated that. Yeah, it kept happening. Are you sure? Pretty sure. Yeah, it was so cute. Love it. Love it. All right. What's the other stuff? Keep letting me know if you guys had anything in particular you wanted to talk about. I already talked about the pockets. I literally wrote a note down about pockets. So there, like I said, there's definitely some questions for future books. Like we are left with some questions. One of which is the damn door. And now I can't remember, Estremedon. Is that the name of the damn place where they are? Yeah. Estremendon. Whatever. The Frey place. The freaking door, and Trilos, the guy who's always being real weird and vague and mysterious about this damn door. And Arion has that dream where Trilos tells her, "You're the one I'm looking for." I have questions. I have so many questions. Also, we're left wondering about Arion and the art. Like, is Arion going to get the art back? Is that going to fully come back, right? It came back there at the end. And then Suri. What's going on with Suri? Like, can a human being practice the art? Like, Arion was asking this question, which was interesting. And there will be more to come on that for sure, I know, in I think the next book. How is Persephone being the chieftain going to go? I mean, she's obviously had issues getting there. But how is it going to be moving forward? Are the rest of the people going to go along with it? How is Wraith going to fit in this doll, Malcolm, etc., the other Frey? And then Mandule ran back to Daddy. So, I mean, we know something's got to happen there, right? What's going to happen? Is Lithian going to be pissed? Is he going to like send people after them? Like, what's going to happen? We don't know. And I like that we were kind of left on that little bit of a cliffhanger there. Except, I mean, doing the real long, it's like we gotta wait. I mean, we don't have to, but we're waiting. Love the relationships. Oh, the bromance. I've heard that there's really good like friendships and like bromance in that one. So yeah, I'm excited to get to that. The Durg coming into play. Yeah, exactly. I will say that the world expands quite a bit. We get to see a lot more people, a lot more characters introduced from the other books that I've read. And yeah, I'm just so antsy to get to the end of the series. Like I've been holding off and I just really want to know how this all ends. Man, the cover of the last book also just, if you've read the books, I'm just so curious about that cover and what it means. And if it means what I think it means, I don't know. Anyway, those were, the blurbs. Oh, yeah. Yes. Yeah, the Book of Bryn is very intriguing indeed. Yeah. Oh, yeah, isn't that Moya? Yeah, Moya. You get those little glimpses of the history. And yeah, I enjoy that too. They give you a lot of questions though, for sure. Age of Sword is probably a favorite in the series. I'm gonna be interested to see what one ends up being my favorite. Because right now I don't know. Like I read them as they were coming out for the most part. And then I stopped and I haven't read the last two, like I said. So I can't really remember which one was my favorite. The first time around, I rated this one 4.5. And I think I gave it that this time also. Let me double check. Did I? Yes, I gave it 4.5 again. I'm really stingy with 5 stars, as you know, if you have watched my videos. Read the last book. Oh, yeah. So the cover, it's beautiful, but it has, I don't know. I can't like insert something in here, can I? No, probably not. It has a dragon, a big old dragon, like, and there's a person like standing on like a hill or something, like looking at the dragon. And then, yeah, just this dragon like flying up. So I have questions for sure. Yeah, they definitely do. They're foreshadowing things. And I like seeing too, though, like it expanding as it goes on. Because it's foreshadowing things happening later too. Like the Moya thing, like Moya's talked about in that chapter. And I think that's the one where she's like real sassy with the Frey, right? There's that one quote. Oh, what does she say? Oh, where is it? Oh man, I didn't write it down, but where she's like being real sassy to one of them. And they say like, oh yeah, right here. Tekchin, that guy, is talking to her and says, "What's your name? Or shall I call you Doe Eyes?" And she says, "Doe Eyes? Seriously?" And rolled her same set eyes in disbelief. "I would have expected something less sappy from a god. My name is Moya. Call me anything else and you'll receive a second beauty mark." And then he says, "God, eh?" And she goes, "Don't get too excited. Apparently it's only a rumor." And he says, "I like you, Moya." And she goes, "Most people do." And then she just walks off. And I love it. And yeah, that's the chapter where it says that Moya had no meaning or significance. It does now. And all three, it means the same thing: brave and beautiful. So it definitely foreshadows like that chapter. But then like as it goes on, it's foreshadowing other things too, which is really cool. I just love how he ties everything in. Oh yeah, exactly. Oh, so many questions with the damn dragon. Anyway, I didn't have any other notes to discuss, I don't think. Did anybody want to give any like theories for things to happen before I head out? I've been talking for about 40 minutes now. Anybody have any theories if you haven't read the rest of the books on what might happen going forward. I don't know that I had any the first time I read it. I'm trying to think if I did. I tend to not really, because I feel like I'm bad at theorizing, like what's gonna happen next. I'm just like, I have no freaking idea. So I don't even try usually. Because I'm not that good at it. I'm trying to think of the end of the series, what I think is gonna happen. I really don't know. It's been, I can't remember when I read the fourth one. I think right after it came out, which was that in 2019? Did that one come out in 2019? Let's have a look. Yeah, yeah, he writes the whole thing before. I know, I love that. I feel like it definitely shows because, yeah, it does all. It all ties in so well. Let's see. What was the fourth book? Age of Legend, right? Yeah. And then Age of Death is the fifth one. Yes. When did I read that? It was published in 2019. And I read it in 2019. Okay. Yeah. Oh, Age of Legend. Apparently I gave 5 stars. Oh, really? Apparently I gave Age of Swords 4 stars. Have a feeling that Suri is not actually Reglan's daughter. Oh, interesting. She's too mysterious. She is quite mysterious. You have to remember how she was raised too, though. It might be nature versus nurture, right? I feel like a lot of it is probably she was raised like out in the woods with, what was Tura? Was that her name? Tura, right? Good God. Now I can't remember the other lady that raised her. Yeah, I'm curious. Now that I saw how I rated the other books, I'm very curious to see how I rate them on this next go around. Apparently, though, Age of Legend is currently my favorite of the series at 5 stars. But I don't remember. I do remember what happens. I also, sidebar, love the freaking covers for this series. I think they are so cool because they have that, like, I feel like it's like an homage to the classic, fantasy mass market paperback style covers, but like more modernized, like more contemporary, if that makes sense. I don't know. Nifron becomes the ultimate antagonist for the ending of the series. Well, good theory. There's definitely something mysterious going on with Nifron, for sure. There at the end. She does, Suri. Yeah, she does. She's automatically pretty cool. We love a good animal companion, a bonded animal companion. It's so much fun. Oh, cat parkour happening over here. Jeez. Anyway. All right. Well, I think I'm going to close up here. Going to end. It's been about 45 minutes almost. That's probably enough for me. I don't have a poker face. I'm always like, maybe something. I'm not going to say anything, but like things. Oh, Lord. Yeah, I won't spoil stuff, but things happen. Things ensue as we go on. Yeah, I'm super excited to get to the next one here in a week or so. Super jazzed to pick it up. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I am moving. As much as a move can go. Exactly. Yeah, moving later, the end of this coming week. Woot woot. I'm excited. I am paying for movers this time around. I have moved. This is a random, not related to any of this. I have moved since I was 18 and I moved out of my parents' house and went to college. I have moved 23 times. I counted 23 times. I have packed up my shit and moved it to somewhere else. I'm sick of it. I'm so done. So yeah, I'm paying for movers this time. I've only paid for movers one other time moving. So yeah, definitely this time. Yeah, you're welcome. I'm so happy that people are enjoying the book. It seems like the majority, if not everybody, in the read along Discord enjoyed the book who hadn't read it before. So that makes me really happy. It's just, hey, stop. Now we have a cat fight happening. Knock it off. Sorry. It's just such an underrated series to me. Like, it's Michael J Sullivan. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's because of, you know, the publishing thing that happened and part of it being self-published, or if people just don't love the Rhaeria revelations enough to give this one a try. I don't really know, but like, I just think that more people should read it and talk about it. So that's why I wanted to do that, to do the read along. So yay. Oh, yay. I'm so glad. So glad. So glad. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's awesome. It is awesome. Yeah, I know. People don't talk like, and it's, I just feel like he deserves more recognition in the world of epic fantasy books. I think he does. Yeah, you're welcome. Spreading the word. Just trying to spread the Michael J. Sullivan love and spread the Legends of the First Empire love. So awesome sauce. All right. Well, I'm going to head out now, guys, and try to wrangle these freaking cats and feed them, I guess, so they stop being crazy. And I'll talk to you guys later, and we'll chat at the end of next month about Age of Swords. Woohoo. Thank you for joining in. Have a great rest of your weekend.